ready to be notarized by presiding, because I have a feeling she's going to try to do shit to us and buy it without. She's going to get Bellini to do exactly what I'm asking you to do, but she's better at sitting people on them, you know. And there's a court date coming on soon, and you could look up, you know, the court cases, Marinescu versus Jacobs, and I think it's BC 486416. I'm not sure, 416. I'm kind of dyslexic, but look it up, and you can see that find out when the next court case is, so that I would be able to be there. If you can accompany me there, that would be great. We go to the judge and we say, this is what's going to happen. We're going to buy this, and I want to have it already in escrow at least, because my 2/3 should be in escrow, but the titles aren't going to be cleared because of the lien, so we need to make an agreement with the trustees, you know, who are in charge of my husband's Moody's trust, to agree to dispense of the trust fund lien, which is for $600,000 or at least $125,000. Then the only lien left is the one Rodica has on her 1/3 for $418 or $408.
End of message. Press R, the 7 key, to review your message. D, the 3 key.
Okay, this
Hi,
is
Mr. Nagel. My name is Mary.
Jeffrey Nadel,
Area code 323-68.
attorney in Encino at I think it's 1600.
Rodica is 1/3 owner, and they had a year to try to get a sale. And now I believe she's going to try to be forcing herself to sell it to herself, because nobody else would buy it. And I may be forced to sell it to her.
She says she wants to buy it for just the tax money.
And
We'll do that too.
this property that I have in my name, because I am being forced to sell it, I want to give it to my nonprofit organizations. And I need to explain there's things she needs to pay to get her third. You know, we could do it like as a contingent sale to her, you know, to sell her part too, and her price will be paid by paying her third of all the taxes that she didn't pay, her third of all the work, her $30,000 that it costs for attorneys, her this or that or this and what. Basically, I just want you to draw up some papers. I have $600 cash that I can give you. That's the only money we have for the rest of the month. But I can get more. I can get another $3 if you need $900. I don't care, because if I don't get this, I need to have a piece of paper ready to be notarized by tonight, because I have a feeling she's going to try to do shit to us and buy it without. She's going to get Bellini to do exactly what I'm asking you to do, but she's better at sitting people on them, you know. And there's a court date coming on soon, and you could look up, you know, the court cases, Marinescu, Jacobs, and I think it's BC 486416. I'm not sure, 41. I'm kind of dyslexic, but look it up, and you can see that find out when the next court case is, so that I would be.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Mary?
Yes.
It's your cousin Carol.
Oh, hi, Carol.
Are you in the midst of something, Mary?
Carol, I just found out that one of the people who lives here died, was killed in the back.
What?
One of the people who used to live here was shot in the back. So I'm grieving.
What happened to him?
He was writing on a wall and painting something very nice, very artistic, and they shot him in the back. And we know who did it. We know who did it. It was a man next door to somebody they know on Folsom from a rival gang.
And what?
At first I didn't know why they didn't put it in the news. Now I realize they just wanted to check out the camera. They had the security camera, so they could see the face of the man that did it.
What did he do?
He shot Temper in the back and killed him.
Are you saying he shot him, Mary?
What?
He shot the man that lives in the house by you.
Right. The man was a block away, maybe 2 blocks away. But the man used to live here,
But
so
he
he's...
used to live with you?
What? He lived in our garage, he lived on our couch. I saw him in the morning, he would eat breakfast with us.
And is he alive today? I'm sorry, I didn't
He's
catch you.
dead.
I get bronchitis,
He was
so
shot.
My hearing is blocked all the time. So
No, he was shot
Is
dead.
he alive?
No,
They shot him dead.
yes, 26 years old, maybe 27, I don't know. And I knew him,
my
I was one of his, I was a teacher at one time with him. He was a good boy.
Oh my gosh, Mary. And he was shot by a gang member.
We don't
Yeah.
know for sure if the gang member was working for another gang. I don't trust these people.
Oh my gosh, Mary. Is your neighborhood safe? Are you?
Have been 8 murders here. There have been 8 murders.
Oh my gosh.
And the
Mary.
worst thing is, my friend was my friend that lives here. His name is Jimmy. They took him in.
Ginny?
They took Jimmy in, and we love Jimmy. I call him my Mexican version of Eddie Murphy. He could face life in prison, and he didn't even kill anybody.
Nice and all that stuff. So,
He saved Rolland's life.
oh,
He saved Rolland from being killed. And I can't believe it, but they took him, and he didn't do it. He was just in the same place. And they're making him suffer just for being in the same place when it happened.
Wow, Mary.
Because
So what are you gonna do?
because they took this girl, they took her son away for that.
Or what can you do?
All I can do is pray.
Yeah, but what about as a witness for him or something, Mary? Can you go to court? What can you do?
You know that even the police didn't even let the media cover it. You would think that they would give us a little bit of... They thought, like if somebody shoots a gun in a white neighborhood, they're all over it. You know, oh my God, we had gunshots every day here. But even when one of our people dies, they don't cover it. Why? Because they want us to kill each other. Get rid of us.
Well, like in Chicago, Mary, there are so many murders that it's no big deal when somebody gets shot, whether it's black, white, mugging, whatever. The lady that cuts my hair was in a grand jury for 2 weeks, and so she was just saying that she thought she was going to move to Chicago. She's now in her early 50s, but she never had a chance to be a kid. She got married at 20. You know, she ran off with another woman, so there she is, you know. So, at any rate, so she's thinking of moving to Chicago to be a kid again. And after being in a grand jury and listening to all the things that happen, the murders, the muggings, the carjackings, but that you never hear about, you know, because there's so many of them that they can't even report it. And maybe that's the way it is in LA, Mary. There's just so many that it's one more, just like Chicago.
This is exactly why we have YouTube. And that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give my property away to the family, of his family. Or, you know, like the people, us. I'm giving it away to all the guys. I can't sell it anyway. I can't afford to fix it. It's a charity, so maybe somebody with a good heart's going to give us money to keep us from being kicked out of here. I'm calling my lawyer right now to make the papers up because his family, seriously, they would be able to sue me and Rodica, who owns it, for causing their son to die. Because that's what happens when you live here.
I know, but Mary...
I'm even being used...
Why didn't somebody tell you before you signed it over to Rodica? Well, I'm telling you now, Mary, don't do that.
I'm going to see the lawyer.
Don't even see the lawyer.
I can't... My husband's children... Listen to me.
Mary.
My husband's children told me they want this out of my hands because Rodica needs a corporation to fight next time because this bitch will fight me forever. She sues people like it's a hobby. And now she'll have the lawsuit that I lost as Mary Jacobs will now have to go to court, but Mary Jacobs already obeyed the law. I sold my property. I paid, I don't know, $500, whatever. And if Rodica wants her property sold, she'll have to get $250. And we'll sell the whole thing for $750. And we're done. Why not?
So you're going to sell all the property
to myself, because I own the corporation. I'm the president of the corporation. But by having it in my name in the corporation, I do not need to worry about being sued. I can get Social Security, SSD, and be able to get paid for taking care of Rolland, because neither of us will have a house in our name. Because of this piece of shit house in my name, I can't even get Medi-Cal. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've been running a charity for the last 8-9 years. No one has ever given me good rent, ever. Where
are you going to live, Mary?
Here. If I owned this property as the Love One Another Anti-Nuclear Club president, Incorporated, our headquarters is at 4111 Hammel. I'm living in my office. Period. They can't take that away from me.
So you're going to stay on the property?
Of course.
How are you going to sell it and stay on
I'm
the property?
selling it to myself, baby. It's going to be owned by me, but it's going to be me, Mary Jacobs, president of a non-profit organization. Let's pretend I'm Oprah, okay? And I feel like doing something with my extra money. And I don't want to pay Uncle Sam all this money, so I say, how about starting a school for African girls? Give them something.
Mary,
And
you might live until you're 90.
And I'll always have my non-profit organization home. If I have it in my name, she'll take it. Don't you know that my name is already off of her books? She doesn't even consider me an owner, because the family owns this property because of the lien. And if Rolland died tomorrow and I didn't sign this over to the organization, I would be in the street. Doesn't matter what my name is, I have a lien against this property for $600,000. You capiche? By selling it, I could sell it to Bozo the Clown. The lien goes away. And then when Rolland passes away, I can't be in the street. And one of his heirs can't sue me. And one of the heirs could be Rodica again. You get it? You get it? I'm dealing with a snake.
And you thought this out, right?
I thought it out. I talked it out. I consulted Donna. I consulted my husband's son. Not once, not twice, several times. He's all for it. He wants his property off the books for the Moody Family Trust. It cost them $30,000 to pay for a lawyer just so that she couldn't steal the whole damn thing. And she's going to get away with stealing it just by paying the taxes on it, if I don't do it first. So I have to make an offer for $750 above the cost of paying off all the tax liens. And there are several, because that Rodica never paid a dime for the taxes. And I thought, fuck, I won't either.
Mary? $750,000 you said?
I said $750.
You have what?
I'm going to buy this property for $750. Under $1,000. And I'll tell you how. Any price I come up with, if I agree to it and I'm 2/3 owner, it's fine. But in that, I pay the taxes. Now, if Rodica wants to argue, oh, it's worth more, I will show her that she owes me over $160,000 just from not fixing the property. That's 20. Not from us losing our water, from us losing the income from CNR. That's another 80,000. From CNR she owes them 40 grand because it cost them when they moved. There's so many law cases against this bitch. She's better off to get nothing because they're gonna take what. Otherwise, if I don't do this, her lien holders are gonna get the money and they'll be the next Rodica. You get it? She put a lien on this for 480 grand. And those people were under the impression that she owned 2/3. Because you can lie to a lawyer and they'll lie for you. So I have a lien against my property for $480,000 that Rodica brought on. And my social worker, the adult protective social worker, Armand Armenian, he met me at the Santa Monica Police Department so he could put her in jail. Because he says, I've been dealing with poor Mary Jacobs and Rolland Moody living on nothing for the last 2 years, and this Rodica is using fraud. And he said, she shouldn't get a dime for forcing you to sign this property to her. She should be in prison for elder abuse, not just of me, but of the guy she was living with. He lost his house, and the lady she got the $480,000 from, she spent money suing Rodica to try to get it back too. Rodica is nothing but trouble. She's a serial elder abuser. She did it physically, she did it mentally, she does it financially. She's evil.
And she's been in your life, Mary, for many
That's why I want to get her out of my deed. Do you understand? I don't hate her. I don't hate her. But she's coming between me and helping people have a place to live, including me. When she started evicting me out of my own house, sending police officers here to put Rolland in a nursing home and me in a mental hospital, and 6 of my relatives, my neighbors, to put them in jail for felony elder abuse. What the fuck? And she got away with it. They had to spend $7,000 to get bailed out of jail. 3 of them needed to get out, and that $7 grand they spent, it's gone. If they had won, they could have used that money to pay for new places to live, or to pay to fix this property, or to pay me rent, or to do something, buy a car. They spent money. They're going to sue her too, again and again and again. This woman has caused trouble.
You said you had to get $7,000 for bail.
My tenants were put in prison on August 19th, 2017. Rodica did a raid. She caused them to do a raid here. We were out here on August 19th, 2017. She did another raid where she took away a child. How she knew that a child was taken away is only up to God to tell me, but I have a feeling she knew about it because the police and she have been in cahoots all these years to take this property away from me.
Well, Mary, do you have a good lawyer, right?
I have a good lawyer, and he's going to be able to help me get all this in a nonprofit organization form. And once it's in good form, and he can do the real estate dealings and whatever, I will go on YouTube, and anybody that can help, anyone feeling bad that a dead man died for the First Amendment should pay to Love One Another Anti-Nuclear Fund. And I'll start a website, I'll start a place to put the money in, a bank account, and we can start fixing this place, pay the lawyer, pay the government off, get out of East LA, make this into part of Los Angeles proper, because the sheriff's department is fucking owned by the Matavia. And the Matavia are the ones that killed us. You get it? Do you know that as soon as he finished guying for writing the name of our lot on the board, that the LA County Graffiti police came in with their stupid fucking paint and painted over? He died to write that, and they painted over it. Don't tell me the Matavia doesn't belong to the sheriffs, and the sheriffs belong to them.
You talked to your sons, right?
I talked to the fucking media. I even talked to my... Yes.
Have you talked to 3 kids?
I talked to my son, Gary, the attorney. He's not an attorney, he's a real estate man. and he's been advising me all along. I even talked to Pammy. You know, our Pammy. She.
Yeah, well, she's not a lawyer. She's a banker, but okay, yeah.
Well, she's a millionaire. Okay. I talked to Pam, and she told me that she couldn't call me back because she has her own school, just like Oprah in Africa. And she stayed there 2 months. This was a year ago. And she said, Mary, I would go to LegalZoom and get your nonprofit organization started and start becoming a charity, because that's what you are. And put the whole house in the name of the charity, because someone could sue you because you can't fix these staircases. If somebody falls on these stairs and they sue us, or someone gets shot like Louis and sue me, I and Rodica could get killed with money lost. Louis was shot in the back here. He could sue the whole property and own all of it. But if it's a corporation and he's got a part of it.
On your property.
What? He was shot on this property. Yes. I called 911 in 2000. No, I'm not. You think I live an easy life?
I don't, Mary. I never thought you lived an easy life.
But it's interesting.
You're right on the verge.
But this life keeps me alive, Carol.
Hold on 1 second. One minute. Adina, when you go downstairs, she has to receive some calls for the greeting cards. Yeah. Okay, Mary, I'm back. So, at any rate, Mary, you talked to Paul, so you talked to Gary, you haven't talked to Paul, but you talked to Gary.
My son Paul wants to get me out of here. If this property is owned by the nonprofit organization, and I can get it so that the police don't come here every week, if I can somehow manage the fucking security people coming and shooting at us, I don't want to live here, but I'm living here to protect these guys. But if I get this under control and we get the sheriff's department off our back, if we can somehow incorporate into LA City proper, be like part of City Terrace. I mean, Mayor Villaraigosa came from City Terrace. He wasn't born in LA. He was born in unincorporated Los Angeles. Maybe I could talk to Mayor Eric Garcetti and Mayor Garcetti. I'm sorry, Eric Garcetti and the other one, Villaraigosa, the older one, the first Mexican American to be the mayor of our city, and he didn't even get born here, but he went to school with some of the people I used to work with. And I could ask him, can you get us connected to LA, because then we'll be able to get a different police department. I don't trust the sheriff's department because they're right smack in the middle of the Montevilla. And they name their county name, they name everything after the Montevilla Foundation. It would be like saying, okay, we're going to call it the Chicago Mob, Art Institute. These Montevilla are so fucking, excuse my language, but they're so nervy that they could get the county building named after them. And you think that when the Montevilla kills one of the people of us, Lot, it's going to go on TV or anyone's going to hear about it? Of course not. Because they know, everybody really knows that there's connections going on. And they took money from the Middle East in the 70s. I read about it. The Middle East, the oil people, they wanted to protect their oil in California. Because we have oil here, okay? There's a lot of oil in California. And they made some kind of a cash deal. And so I have a feeling that they're infiltrating. The Islamic terrorism is infiltrating the police, and they're infiltrating some of the gang members. There's different versions of the gang members, and it's terrifying. They're sheep's and wolves' clothings. I told this to the fucking FBI, and they came and talked to me about it.
As long as you are thinking it through, you consulted a lawyer, you consulted your sons, not just one son, but three.
Yeah, David doesn't care. He told me just get rid of it. So if I get rid of it, I can move. But right now, it's an albatross.
That's
What?
the point. You kept telling me you want to stay there, you want to live there.
I want to live here, I want to stay here, but I want to be able to leave without worrying that someone is going to blow it up.
Okay, so are you willing to then go into an apartment or move into another place or not?
Yeah, I would be, if I was able to get rid of it the way that I want to get rid of it, which is to give it to the people who live here. I do not want to turn this home for homies into a parking lot.
Yes.
What?
Well, all I know is
They have nowhere to be.
when you were going to give part of the property to Rodica and you said, gosh, I really should have, why didn't somebody tell me, why didn't I think it through, why didn't I stop, why didn't this might be the time to just stop, think, try, I mean, you've probably been thinking it through a lot, but...
Do you know how many real estate agents, do you know how many real estate agents have called this phone number? At least 20. Because it's up for sale again. If I don't list it, she'll list it. It has to be sold before she lists it for some ridiculous amount. And she thinks she's going to get a third of it. I just want to be done with it. I just want to sell it. And the only person I can trust is to sell it to myself. I would sell it to Pammy. If you want to try contacting Pammy, I don't think Pammy would be so greedy that she would have to demolish it. And then I would ask Pammy to donate it to the Love One Another Anti-Nuclear Fund, if that's cleaner. But I don't want to ask Pammy to, it's not worth anything. This property would cost $1.2 million to repair, just because of the environmental problems.
So basically, Mary, you can't get rid of it in any way, sell it for any sort of reasonable price.
No. I could if I sold it for what she's asking, $319,000, I would end up with $200,000. No matter how ugly my house is, I still get $900. I get $850 every month for rent. Okay? I used to get $1,500 before Rodica got involved. I could get maybe another $200 from somebody to pay for something. The point of it is, I get money coming in. I don't have to buy anything.
Not the property evicted just because of the condition of the property.
That's it. And the family doesn't want to put money into it because of my being coerced under duress, signing the Rodica. You have a third without a lien. When I signed it without a lien, even though I was mentally ill and in the throes of mania, I thought, oh good, this is going to work. If I sign this, it's going to automatically be untrue because you can't sign and notarize a paper that says you don't have to pay a lien. It seems so ludicrous. It would be like saying, okay, I'm going to get a piece of paper and I'm going to write, Mary Jacobs is supposed to be owing, Rolland Moody owes Sears. Or, I don't know, let's just pretend there's a credit card we owe, which we do. Rolland Moody, do hereby say that the credit card that I owe money on from Sears for, I don't know, I still owe $300, I no longer owe it. It doesn't count. And now I'm going to go get this notarized. I write my name, Rolland Moody, and now I'm done. And that's what basically Rodica was doing. I, Rodica Marinescu, am not responsible for paying for any of the liens that are already there, like the Moody Trust Fund lien, or Mary's lien for the car, or Mary's lien for I think there was a lien from the 1995 income tax from the state of California. You can't just write your name. And to me, and then I wrote down, plus number 7 on the agreement, written in hand, scrawled, my ugly handwriting, Rodica promises to let her children, Leora Price and Aaron Price, be in a sitcom, or be on TV, because I had the idea that the ABC company, the name, it was called Makeover, Extreme Makeover? Have you ever seen it?
I never saw it, Mary.
Well, you heard of it.
No.
Okay, ABC Extreme Makeover Home Edition. They used to do extreme makeovers for people. I wish they did it. I could use a facelift, you know. So I want...
Well, you would really need that.
I would.
Would they ever do anything like that, Mary? Or is it just too...
They do.
All over the...
They do. They do facelifts. They do everything. ABC Makeover, Extreme Makeover. And boy, do I need it. I mean, I look at myself and I don't know who I am.
Oh, do you mean you personally, or do you mean your property?
I mean both. I need a makeover, and my property needs a makeover. And I really, and it was a very touching show. I used to watch it every Friday, and it was still going on. And my son David actually mailed me the form to fill in because I didn't have a copy of it or something. I don't know. He figured out how to help me, and it said who's going to be the cast. And I wanted to put Rodica's daughters in it because it was just me, old, Rolland old, a bunch of kind of middle-aged young guys, you know, but there were no little kids. And I wanted the generation of the children in it. So I said, okay, and I asked her to do it without signing it. But she said, no, unless you give me a third of this property, I won't let you have ABC TV come and use my children. But it was written in there. Because if it wasn't there, I was going to do a reality show, something where the girls would have to be in. Well, she lost custody.
So now, Mary, how old are the children?
10. She lost all parental rights to
How old
her.
are the children now?
10.
10 years old, and how old is the other one?
18.
10 and 18, 8 years apart. Wow. So the 18-year-old will be considered an adult. She can go off on her own, I guess. But you're saying both of them are now living with the father?
Yeah. And as far as I know, she hasn't been able to see them because the father has not allowed her to see them. And he has a right. What?
That is a good thing.
I don't know. I think the girls miss her. I don't, as much as I despise her,
A mother is a mother.
a mother is a mother is a mother is a mother.
But, and she probably has some good side to her, even though, you know, you don't see that side of her, of course.
No, I do. Why do you think I gave her that fucking house in the first place? I saw that I was going to give it to her children anyway. And then she says, but then I can't use the money now. And I thought in my stupidity that I would have enough money to share with her so she wouldn't be destitute. Because I didn't like her children growing up with nothing. And she was broke. She couldn't live on $1,500 a month. It didn't really bother me to give her $500 a month from CNR. But she wants me to move out. I don't want to move out, and I don't want our friends to move out. And the more money we give her, the more she takes and causes trouble. Do you know she sued Rolland's family, but she also sued the lady that let her borrow $480,000? This lady, Mrs. Dutton, Patricia Dutton.
The family, her only connection is to the nephew, right, Mary?
I don't talk to any of them. As soon as Rodica got me to sign the paper, she never let me see the children again. The only place I saw them was in children's court. She was only after the fucking property. That's it. That's what hurts the most. She fucking emotionally blackmailed me into thinking about giving this property to her, even though Rolland has his own grandchildren. But she kept on saying, you won't see the kids unless you do. She used her kids like people used children in Les Miserables as thieves.
Right.
She used them.
Just like
I gotta go. I'm just saying, I love you. I'm going to do what I gotta do. And I think that I gotta see a lawyer and fix this. Right?
Well, Mary, you what you think, but I'm just saying, you know, take the advice of your 3 children.
They said get rid of it. They don't want it.
They don't want it, of course, but advising you what to do in this manipulation of the property?
My son, one of my sons actually wanted to forge her name on a quitclaim or a sale. He's so frustrated with her because she's caused me nothing but harm. When I was taking care of her little girls, my daughter-in-law started hating me because I loved her little girls as if they were my own, and she says, "These aren't your grandchildren." And I loved those little girls as if they were my grandchildren. And I gave away property as if they were my grandchildren, and guess what? They don't even get it anyway. It's going to the Rodica. And Rodica doesn't have to see them, never will again, maybe. It's not right. Those girls don't need my property. The girls don't need my property. They got a rich brother. What?
The children's father, right?
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
He hates her. He sued her. He was going to put her in court and get a restraining order against her because she was annoying him so much. The dad of the girls.
Yeah, well, wait, now the dad of the girls is Rolland's nephew. Right?
No! The dad of the girls is Jeff Price. The dad of the boy, the 18-year-old, is Rolland's nephew. And he can't even visit us? Why should I give him anything?
Wait, so I didn't even know there was little boys. I thought there was just these two little girls.
No, the older one is Rolland's nephew. These girls are not really related to me, but I feel they are. I love them as if they were.
So the oldest boy...
18. No, he's really the second oldest. She had another boy when she was in her 20s, and about 5 years older. I think his name is Paul Marinescu or something like that. I don't even know his name. When the father found out that the mother that was taking care of his son died, the grandson, he moved to Israel to be away from her. She lost custody of her own child in Romania. In Romania. And those people allowed their kids to be living in the street. And even Romania thought she shouldn't have a baby. And I was wondering, why are you here when you got a little boy, a toddler? I met her in 90-something. 99. Her little boy was 3 then. And I couldn't imagine any mother leaving her children alone. Oh, he's with my mother. I like to travel. She's like a snake. She makes kids and slithers away to figure out what she can see next. She let her travel.
Where do the children live now, the two girls?
In Santa Monica with their father and their stepsister, their half-sister. The father has another daughter by someone.
In the LA area?
Santa Monica, that's LA area.
Okay. Do you ever get to see them?
I've called the father and he won't let me see them either.
Okay, so, and the 18-year-old, the son, which, is he the nephew, is he the one that's actually related to?
Rolland.
Rolland. And where is he?
I think he's living in the main, on 1118 15th Street, number 4, in Santa Monica, 90403.
So, are you in contact with him?
She won't let me call him. She never lets me talk to him. I wanted to let him go to my son David, graduated from Berkeley, and I wanted him to go, Stanford. He's getting his PhD at Stanford. And I offered to take her son with me, like, just give him some hope. She wanted me to give her $100 to let him go with me.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. I said, I don't have extra $100. So she doesn't want us to see him unless there's money in it for her.
So
she's literally selling her son. What?
You went to the graduation, Mary?
I couldn't make it by the time I got off the phone with that bitch, and I tried getting money for the it was the last minute. I couldn't get the money for the gas. So I missed the graduation of my son getting a PhD in Stanford. And now I'm trying to figure out if I should buy a phone by Google. Do you know the Google Pixel 2 was invented by my son, David? He's the one that was in the project. You've heard of Pixel 2 by Google? They say it's the best camera in the world. And my son, David, got his PhD from Stanford working on the technology it's using.
which, this is, like, I thought that was all in Palo Alto.
He lives in Palo Alto.
Oh, he does?
He lives in Mountain View.
Okay. So that, I mean,
He just bought a 1.2. He bought a condo for $1.2 million. It's a one bedroom for $1.2 million.
That's what I heard. That's
I'm not kidding.
Unbelievable.
And he gave me $2,000 to help me, and he gives me pizza, and he buys me, he gives me money when I need it. It's not like I don't have children helping me. My son Paul is going to help me. Gary helps me with legal stuff. But I don't want to be dependent on my children for a place to live. And if I don't do this quick, I'm going to be at one of their doorsteps begging for a place to stay. This isn't going to be me, okay? Unless I'm invited, I'll be in the street. And I'm not going to let that bitch put me in the street. But the way it is now, she could.
Either way, isn't the property going to be, I mean, when they look at your property, I mean, aren't they going to evict you anyway just to get off the property because it's in such bad shape?
They tried. And we told them, no, listen.
Try to live there.
We're living here. We've been living here all through the yellow tags, all through the red tags, all through everything. And all we have to do is we give them a tour of the people who are waiting in line to live somewhere. There are nothing but homeless shelters, overcrowded. There are tents downtown. We're going to end up, I said, if you kick me out of my house, I'll live in a tent on my property. And they got scared because they knew that there is nowhere else to go. And I won't go anywhere else.
They can't force you off the property because of the condition of the property, Mary?
No. Because we're older and we deserve to live in a house. Otherwise, we would be forced to give up our dog, our cats, our caregivers. This is our life. Rolland has Alzheimer's a little bit. He's had wandering problems. We've called, he was like lost twice overnight. He found his way home. This is a matter of life and death. This judge cannot force me to sell this property to anybody until my husband passes away, because he has no way to get himself back home. You get it? Mm-hmm. So this is elder abuse. And when they tried taking us out of here, I said, I'm calling the police. I'm going to charge East LA County Sheriff's Department of elder abuse. And I also was going to charge the DA of elder abuse for trying to force us to leave our home. If we want to live this way, we have running water, we have electricity, we have Wi-Fi, we have internet, we have a working phone, we have gas, we have heaters, we have company, we have no isolation. We're doing fine. Right? What more do you need?
If you think you have everything you need, then Mary, and you know that they can't kick you off the property.
No, I don't know that, because if Rodica sells it to somebody without my agreeing to it, and she's already done shit to us like this, I'm gonna be homeless. So I gotta put it in somebody else's name.
Did she do all this?
Yes, she's evil. She got away with everything so far. She hit Rolland in the head. She tried shooting him. She's done.
Mary, stop.
It's true.
Is she a citizen or not?
No.
All right. Then just on that basis, Mary, the fact that she is not a citizen, she is not here legally, that should play a big part in what you do.
Not in California.
What happened?
She has immunity because she's from California. The guys that are citizens here were arrested and put in jail for doing nothing wrong. It was called elder neglect, and they were with felony counts. She hits Rolland in the head. She does it not once but 2 times right after he gets out of the nursing home. We call the police. We have to call an ambulance. She gets away with it. She killed my dog. She got away with it. She hit her son Paul over and over. We called them about elder abuse. They didn't take the kid away. They didn't even want him. They gave him back to her. She fucked him.